how to create a 3D composite in After Effects. How to create a 3D composite in After Effects. Basically, these files are all going to be available on your shared local, and you need to just simply create a folder on your shared drive and drag this from your shared area. The usual process which we always do, where I put in the files for you and you just simply drag it to your shared local, and just make sure that you name it something Jet 3D, your initial NM, or at the moment I've got After Effects there. These files have got all sequence filed for you, so you don't have to worry about going to Maya or create a image plane or ocean effects or something like that. So basically, if I just click on one of the files just to show you quickly, so if I just open a file, so this is kind of basically an ocean effects done on Maya, so they're all kind of sequence filed done for you. So once you download your work, you need to go to After Effects, okay, and of course After Effects is no longer new for you. So firstly, what you need to do is simply do a right click and import multi-file clips. Okay, once you've done that, let's start from Ocean. Let's simply click on the Ocean folder, make sure you find your folder, and then simply click on Open, and then go on Image Plane, go on your Image Plane folder, go on your glass mat folder there. Okay, go on your glass. Okay, keep going. Do with all of the clips, okay, because they're all very important. We're going to use them all today. Okay, if you just go to clouds, and I don't know why that's taking long. Okay, so hopefully once you've kind of created a kind of clip, so we've got the clouds and the matte, the last one. So once you've got all your clips in board, what you need to do is simply, if I just kind of stop this and just delete them both. Okay, I just want to see if I got the clouds. No, I haven't. So if I just go to import multi-file clips, and if I go to clouds, just go to the flight there. There you go. Fine, done. Right, now what we need to do is create a composition. Right, at the moment there's nothing here, there's nothing on the timeline, so what we need to do is just go and find a plane. So at the moment, because remember that this is going to be a background, so if you just please make a note of the flight scene for Ocean is a background, so simply drag this on this little point here. This says create a new composition. Simply drag this on creating a new composition. So once you've got that here, so if I just kind of play this back, and of course I think this is done on Maya or View. It looks a bit of View, but it could be Maya as well. And this scene basically is done for a jet flying with a CGI composition. Okay, so if I now bring in the jet in, let's say that this is what we're going to be compositing. So if I just kind of start bringing the plane together, so if I just double click on here, so this is the scene which you're going to bring in. So can you imagine there was a CGI scene where this girl is just simply sitting in the plane flying this 3D graphics, right? So if I just kind of bring this on top of this clip, and I can just simply do the shot. If I play this back, so you can imagine that's going to be the shot, and of course it's cut away there, and there we go. So now what we're going to do is simply bring in the green plate here. Okay, so if I just kind of bring in the green plate, which is called the full image plane, just simply drag it right on top of this clip. Okay, just imagine you are doing a scene there. So if I kind of now get rid of as much as green, so to make sure to get rid of the green, what I'll do is I'll just simply just zoom in a little bit, just make sure that I can see as much as her all together, and I'm going to go on the key here. Key, there we go. Key, Y. And instead of using the key light, I know we've been using the key light quite a lot to do some chroma key, but this time what we're going to do is use the color key. Drag the color key on this canvas, make sure that you select the flight image plane mode here. Okay, so if you just kind of drag that so you can see the name of that. Let's go on the selector tool. If I just click on that, just select as much as possible. Let's select something there. Okay, and what I'm going to do is the tolerance can be kind of that way. Keep going till you just get rid of all the green as possible. Okay, so I think I'm happy with that. We've got all the green out, but then you can see all these little edges which you don't really need. And to prevent that, what we're going to do is, here it says edge thinner, so you're just going to kind of increase that or decrease. So if you just go -5, you need something like that. So if you just kind of bring it a bit more, number 4 there. So what we're going to do now is see using a feather mask. So if I use the key light this time, just bring in the key light, okay, and always make sure that you select on the actual channel which you want to put effect on. This one we got the color key, and then we got the key light. So just simply click on this selector again and watch very carefully what happens. As soon as I click on this little pointer there, it just smooths out quite nicely. So I'm kind of happy with that. I'm not going to drill more on how to really clean so much. So I think I'm pretty much there. But now what we're going to do is how we can crop all this down and how we're going to time it as well. Because at the moment she's sitting on top of this scene. Technically she should be somewhere here. If I just bring her up here, down here, you must be thinking, hang on, now she's in the center, but still see when the shot comes here, she has to be sitting here in the cockpit. So let's go back and bring her back where she was. Okay, firstly what we're going to do, we're going to create a mask around her. You simply click on this pen tool, okay, and then simply just kind of see if I can start looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to just kind of do that. Okay, so I'm pretty much happy with this. Okay, but as soon as I kind of now do that, watch what happens. So technically I need to animate this mask. Okay, this thing here needs to move with this pilot here. So how do we do that? So firstly, obviously you need to just simply crop out what one needs to be masked out. So obviously you can see that very clearly. If I just kind of come here on this layer and just kind of click on this pointer, arrow points down, go on the mask, and you can see that the mask is there. So what we're going to do is simply kind of click on the mask there. So mask part, simply click on the pointer there and you see a keyframe, and then what I'm going to do is simply kind of do that. So if I just kind of go on the plus sign, and it's kind of a very kind of this could take a bit long to do. So if I just kind of bring it somewhere there, somewhere here, and then bring it up a bit more. Okay, I'm just happy with that at the moment. So see, that's so I'm going to just animate the mask now. with this. If I zoom in a bit more, I can actually see what's happening actually. So I can now go back on mask and start looking at that. Okay, this might take a bit forever. So, but no worries. So let me just kind of bring this in more. Okay, so I've got only 3 frames there, so 1. So if I just, okay, good. And then let's escape more. Okay, we obviously can see now the animation is coming more closer, but obviously we need to just make sure that it's kind of nicely blend out. So what we're doing is animating the mask with the actual motion. Okay, so that's there. So 1, keep going. Okay, just for this video purposes, I'm going to just fast forward that, kind of showing this for you. So just you can see that from starting what I've done to start working with the mask. You can see the timeline's fine. So if I just kind of play this back, see that? Perfect. Okay. And then of course let's kind of blend it out nicely. So from here obviously it cuts off, just bring in more. Remember when last time when I was showing you, she was not in the cockpit, so basically we just kind of bring her in here. So that would do the job. And kind of give her more depth. There you go. Okay, and then if I can zoom out a little bit to see what's happening there. Go back on this tool, vortex tool, and this time it's more about the detail as well. Just kind of make sure that's nicely blended. And that's fine. There you go. Keep going. A few more shots to go with. So now we got that there. Oops. So we can now just use the straight edges there. Perfect. Okay, there you go. I think at this point as well we can just kind of bring that in a bit more, because that is kind of in from this point. Just want to make so there you go. Show it's nice clear. Again, I can just kind of zoom out a bit more on this. So if you just kind of go ahead and kind of start really doing this correct nicely, so it just kind of gives you that kind of way to work with masking. So if you just kind of bring this down, there you go. So this is a boring job, but it can be really interesting if it's done properly. So there you go, and it's off the scene now. So if we just kind of zoom out a bit more, there you go. So again, we can just kind of really bring that part there, that part where she's flying, just bring her up a bit more. Okay, there you go. Okay. Oops. There you go. Now just bear in mind, don't start cutting stuff which, you know, if by mistake you've kind of done something wrong, you can always go back on the minus tool to delete the vertex, add the vertex as well. So don't panic too much. So that's there. And just a few, if I just kind of bring this here. Oops. So there you go. That's it. So I've kind of start looking at that. Head cut there. There you go. And here you can see there's an error there, so I can just kind of simply chop them off by there. There you go. Okay, in this instance, because it's out of the shot, what you can really do is, if I kind of really see where my clip is here, I can simply bring, because we don't need that anymore from this point here, I can just simply bring this down somewhere there, so it doesn't really matter. So there you go. So I've done this scene. So if you just kind of, let's go on 100% and just have a look at our scene file. Okay, so it took a few seconds. So if I play this back, watch very carefully with the mask, looking ahead. Okay, and I think I'm happy with that. I saw some error there. See that part here? You can obviously, the good thing is you can always go back in and start shaping that nicely. So if I just kind of blend that more, again you can see it was offset, so you can just kind of bring that out a bit more so it's nicely, there you go, the hands needs to be tied away, there you go. Okay, and she's off the shot there here. I think here what you can really do is simply just cut her off the scene from this point there, so it's not really a big kind of, so there's a shot there, comes in and off we go. Okay, so it doesn't really take long. Right, so once we've done that part, what we're going to be looking at now is creating a glass. So there's a scene, there's a glass part there. So if I just kind of bring in this glass here, there you go, this part there. So I'm going to just simply bring in this glass mat. Okay, and here we've got this glass mat where it's purely timed with the actual jet. So, and what we're going to do is simply make it kind of transparent. Very easy process, because obviously remember that we've already animated that girl. So I'm going to just simply go on this glass mat, just click on this pointer there, go to transform and go to opacity, and then simply just turn it down a bit so at least we can see that girl there. So if you just kind of zoom in a bit more, you can see that that's what's happening. So she's kind of looking into that shot, so kind of give her that kind of edge there. So just kind of that point there, so at least you know that she's in the glass. There you go. So I think I can make it a bit more darker. There you go, looking in. Okay, so once that's done, you can see that it's very clearly shot. Okay, now there's another mat of the actual scene file. So if I just kind of click on this clip here, this has got the glass already there. So if I just kind of bring this on this clip on top of the whole scene, it just changes the whole dynamics. The whole thing is just to basically give more depth to the actual sequence. So I can just simply go to transform and go to opacity and just kind of just bring it somewhere like that. So I know what's happening. So at least it gives that depth to the whole sequence. If I just come here, you can see it gives that kind of a glass effect. So if I take that off, so there's no glass effect there. But as soon as I bring in this whole aeroplane, whole jet in, it gives this glass effect. So if it kind of just gives that nice metallic look. So I can kind of, despite that, for 50% maybe. There we go. So I'm happy with that. Okay. I think I can. I need to see her more. So let's kind of bring her more there. And if I just kind of give her more matte. There you go. And then you start really working. It's really up to you how you're going to kind of bring in stuff. So if I just kind of go back and see my sequence now from the top. Okay, it's very good blended. Right. Cool. One other thing you can even do is kind of animate the mask as well. Go on your black matte here, and then where's this opacity? You can kind of start from really dark there, like kind of somewhere here, and then just click on this timeline there, just keyframe, and then from this point where it's kind of start coming in, you can kind of, as soon as the camera rolls in up here, you can start showing the pilot. So from this point here, I'm going to start showing her. So I'm going to just kind of start blending in. So from this point there. So from here it was all dark. Okay, dark scene, and then there you go. I can actually stretch that out more, a bit more. So it's somewhere there. So it's kind of nice. So there you go. So if I start from really dark as well. So if I just play this, there you go. Okay, that's done. Okay, I can just kind of go back here and then give it a bit more. There you go. That's it. I'm happy with this. Okay, so basically the whole exercise is, you can imagine that this whole work was done for you. Basically all these plates were done for you. So basically you got your clouds and your water scene, and then you've got your jet scene without the glass there, and then you had your actual person image green plate, which was this pilot flying the plane, okay, with a nice panned green screen. Now then you got your top glass, and then you got your reflections there. Okay, so you can technically see that on Maya they rendered out the ocean, the main plane glass, and then reflected glass as well, just to kind of blend it all in, and off we go with that. So if I just play this back, sorry, my battery's on low. So if I just play. Okay, it's going to play again. There you go, that's with the render. Great. Okay, so hopefully in this lab, hopefully you've kind of understood how to composite your 3D with your green screen plate. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and if you can please follow this tutorial step by step, you'll understand how you can do your own green plates like this. If I just kind of double click on a green plate, something like this, so hopefully you'll kind of learn how you can do your green plate. If you've already kind of worked on our green plates, so I want you to start think about what you can bring in enhancing your animation and your filming techniques together. Okay, thank you.